Oh, get ready to get dizzy. Woo! Can't work out which way I'm supposed to go. Sorry. I'm here. I'm here with one of the new Sue Wilson dies from the baby range. Now, if you've seen this just recently, came out last week, I think, there's lots of lovely baby dyes there. And whilst I love babies, I don't know that everybody uses all of the baby dyes. I have managed to get some of them in, and they do seem to be very popular, but they are rather cute. But this one, whilst it is very cute and all the rest of it, I thought I would like to do quite a masculine card, really, and something a little bit different. So the things I liked about this one is that it is nearly almost a 6-inch square die, which I think is really good. It comes in 2 die pieces, so you've got the outer edge and then this one which hasn't got an edge to it. If you saw any of the shows recently, you will see that Jamie was launching this and said about the fact that it goes really well with Christmas or anything, and I can see that being a really good one to do the different colours, so it's really quite nice. Who scared who? Me? I scared you? Because I was suddenly here, was it? Anyway, so I thought that's what we'll have a go with, because it's really quite a versatile die set. So comes, as I said, just the 2 of them. Now I'm not actually going to use that outer die. I wanted to use something a bit different. So I've already cut a piece of card. This is in baby blue. And it is 16.5 centimetres wide. And I'm going to pop it just about as much as I can in the middle and put that to one side so that I can just stick that down there and then pop that through my die cutting machine. Now, it's really quite a good one, if you were into that sort of thing, of paper piecing. So as you can see, as it's sitting on the side there, it's got an awful lot of areas which would be ideal for paper piecing. However, that is not what I'm going to do, but that is a pretty good way of doing it. So I'm going to put it onto my plate so that it is sort of a slightly skew width, so it gives us a much better chance of cutting it all out in one go, although they're very good quality dies and the chances are that will happen, but everybody's die cutting machine is different, and so it's always a tip to pop your die slightly, and when I mean instead of going like that, so that's absolutely on straight, I'm going to twist it so that it gets more chance. Okay, so let's pop that through. Yeah, I'm not very good, I'm afraid, at paper piecing, although I have to say I've just been working on the workshop for June. Can you believe it? We're not even in May. How advanced am I? And that has got, well, the ability to do both paper piecing and not paper piecing. And I'm so in love with it. I can paper piece that. So you can see that that's cut out beautifully. Yeah, very good. I'm impressed with that. So far, so good. So let's just take that off. And then I think what I'll do is I'll use my brush to get rid of most of that, because that will make life a bit easier. Flicks everywhere. Can you believe it? My delivery has only just turned up, which I have to say is a bonus in as much, whoops, that it's not when I'm on here, because that usually is the case. But oh my goodness. So that means that I've got to be working once I say cheerio to you in a minute. It's a bit much, isn't that? Right, let's peel all this off. And then you can see what a beautiful shape that is. Yeah, it's really lovely. I do like that. Now, I have cheated a little bit because I've already cut out another one. So I've got this one in baby blue and this one in turquoise. Now, they, no matter which way you put them, they will fit exactly. So they, if you turn them around, and I know some dies we've had before, if you keep on turning them around, they change. So for this one to be slightly offset, we need to actually literally offset it ourselves. So if I bring a card in to show you, so I've got an 8x8 card blank here. And then if I show you when they are both together, which is like that. But then if I just move it slightly, and I can move it in all sorts of different ways, I can offset it and get a really nice background like that. I personally like it like that one. Yeah, so that I've just got a hint of the colour underneath there. Okay, so I'm going to stick those one on top of the other. So I'm going to take my fine line glue, and I'm going to just pop some glue on here, and then just offset these very, very slightly. I'll just try and put some glue, but I'm not going to put on massive because I don't need to be massive, and I don't want to put glue everywhere. So I'm just going to go down the basics, which I think will be enough there. So let's just put the lid back on the glue, and then bring in my top piece, which I've just cut out, and we go in like that. So I'm trying to, when I'm popping it down, I'm trying to line up all the pieces so that they are sort of equal, and it's much easier to do it if I put my white background behind it. And because I've used wet glue, I can afford to just then move it very slightly. But if you see when I put that down, it gives it that shadowed effect. And yeah, ideal 3D. Yeah, that's what I'm glad that's what you thought, Nicola, that it looks a bit 3D, because that's exactly what I wanted it to look. So that's a result already. We're doing well. We're doing well. Shall I give up and go now? Whilst the going's good. Got a few sticky bits on there, so let's just get rid of those. So yeah, as you can see, of course, because I cut both the pieces to 16.5 centimetres square, I have got a little bit of an overlay there, and of course on the other side a bit of an under. But I have already made myself a frame with the turquoise card using my Presscut nesting plain dies. Now I'm going to do a bit of an experiment here, and I'm hoping that it's going to work. So if it doesn't work, we'll have to quickly make another frame, but let's just hope it works instead. Okay, so what shall we do first? Okay, we're going to do this bit first. Okay, this is the bit we don't know whether it fits. So you can see that I'm working on a graph type background there. So I'm going to put it so that it doesn't matter where it is, but so that I'm actually, if you can see the grid lines, I'm actually going to be straight on there. Can you see what I mean by I'm actually on a straight grid line there? And to start off with, I'm going to just tape it so that it doesn't move. I don't want it to move. That's the crucial. So I've taped that in place, and it's irrelevant where it is, but I know that it's on a straight line there. I'm then going to get my ruler, a metal ruler, and I'm going to use these lines. Let me just, so you can see that coming out from all here, I've got lots of lines that I can follow. So I'm going to use this line and know that that is my start point, because those two would cross there. Okay. And then I'm going to use a white pen. Oh, this is the bit that could be a bit crucial. So I'm lining my ruler up both on this bit here and on the bit down the bottom, so that I know I'm following a straight line. And starting there, I'm just going to pop some little sort of faux stitched bits all the way down. So I'm drawing it in rather than giving myself what I normally would do, and that is another frame. So I thought, let's go for stitching it, shall we? So I'm going to come down to the bottom down there. Then I'm going to go and do the same over this side, which is, I'm going to have to do it that way because I can't do it the other way. So I'm lining my ruler up with the squares that are actually on this board rather than the design that I'm using. So I'm straight on there. And then, whoops, get the pen going. So this is just an ordinary white pen. When I say ordinary, it happens to be, what's it called? A Uniball pen, white pen, because I have found that they are by far the best. And it seems to, for me, the ink flows so much better because I've always had a bit of an issue sometimes with the ink flowing properly and other things. So now I'm going to go down this side. So I'm following the, oh, you can't really see that. Let's push it up. I'm following the lines here again. So just the bits here, making sure that my ruler is along those straight lines. And as I said, the lines I'm talking about are the lines that are outside here on this piece. So just bringing that in. I'm only doing it randomly. So I'm sure if I was really being very posh, I could do with measure, you know, doing so much spacing, but hey, we're not that posh. And now finally I'm going to do a bit at the top, which now you can't see, so I'll bring it down, and again making sure my ruler is on line with that top line there, and then try not to get it anywhere that might be still wet. In real terms, I should actually turn this round because I'm finding it a bit difficult to do up here. What do you think? Looks quite nice, doesn't it? Quite liking that. Woo! That's a real stitch line, that is, isn't it? Now, has it dried? I think it has, because what I want to now do is another stitch line on the outside of this one. I'm getting ambitious now. So what I'm going to do is I'm still following the lines that are outside of my frame. I'm not using anything that's inside or any lines on here. So I'm going to use that line there in line with that line down the bottom, top and bottom. Now I've got to be very careful where I start. Oh gosh, now it could have looked all right with just one line. Who thinks that I should have stayed with just one line whilst the going was good? Oh. I thought it was quite good until now, so I may change my mind. Oh no, we're all right. Going to go the same on this side, measuring up, marking up against those lines. So that's down here. Bit time consuming, but hey. Oh, it's all right, isn't that? And then I'm going to go with this line here. And because I started off by putting the whole of the frame against a straight line all the way around, I know that apart from that bit of tape, which I nearly went over. Oh gosh, so traumatic. Yeah, I reckon. What do you reckon? I'm just going to go now with these last two straight lines. And as I said, I did find this the most difficult one to do. So bear with me whilst I just do this one. And then hopefully it does dry quite quickly. And I have to remove that, else it won't be in there, will it? So bringing that back. Now, although they're not equal sizing and all that, I don't know that it matters that much, does it? I quite like that. I hope you do. But at the end of the day, it's my card. Right, so now let's get this lovely card together. So I'm hoping, let's undo this bit, that will dry quite quickly, because what I don't want to do is smudge it right now. So let's get this back into place. So let's bring in my 8x8 card. Make sure I'm going to do a top folding, so make sure it's in the right place. And carefully, without touching. I think that kind of breaks that up. What do you think? It looks quite good, doesn't it? Yeah, I quite like that. It sort of breaks up that bit without putting like a solid line on there, which I think was quite good. Now, I'm not sure if June is with us today. Yes, she is, because I can see she is. I know what she's going to ask. I just know it, June. So let's just check. In order to cut this out, I used die number 3 for the outer die. And was it this one? No, that one. So die number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Die number 12. So 3 and 12 if you've got the nesting dies. Dies 3 and 12 in order to get this frame. I like that. I do like that. Right, okay. I just talked to myself. So I'm now going to pop my plaid background straight down onto my back there. So I'm going to not get my fine glue. I'm going to get my other one, because you can see it's got quite a lot of area of which I can use. So I'm not having to be too precious with it. I can imagine that in Christmas colours, can't you? Would look good. Would look good. So I'm going to put that more or less in the middle, and then I'm just going to place that over to make sure that I've got it in the right place. But because I made my aperture a fair bit smaller than the whole thing, I didn't make it right to the edge, if you see what I mean. That is a fair bit smaller than I know pretty much that I'm going to get it in the right place. So I'm just putting that, sticking that straight down, not a baby bit in place, because as I said, this is from the baby collection from Sue Wilson. So I'm just going to put that. I'm just hoping that I don't smudge the bits and pieces underneath. I'm trying to be careful that I don't. Trying my hardest to be careful that I don't. Oh. Turn it over. I didn't. All is well. Well, at the moment. So I'm going to take off. I've got 3mm foam on here because I wanted it slightly deeper than normal, because I normally use 2. So I've taken 3mm. And then I'm going to use, because I'm making this in a so-called masculine type card, I'm going to use very basic sentiments, but beautiful sentiments. And they are the birthday and happy profile dies from Julie Hickey. So when I put this down, I'm looking on the outer piece to make sure that that is straight, if I can possibly do that. Press that into place like that. Not a flower in sight. How about that? The center of my card, I'm going to then cut out my actual profile pieces. So these are these are the happy, that one is, and this is the birthday, as I said, from Julie Hickey profile dies. I'm going to run that through my machine. Well, I would if I hadn't lost. No, I've got it. It's all right. Just run that through. And I've already cut out the happy and the birthday. So these are in the same colours. So as I said, the baby blue and the turquoise. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I don't do like bright. Well, I do bright colours sometimes, but I like them to all match. Bit fussy like that, I'm afraid. Need to get out of my comfort zone, don't I, really? So the happy is going to go onto there. And we can use my fine one for that. So it's a really simple card and would look very, very different if you did it in very different colours. I nearly did it in black and white with red, which would look really fab for a man's colours, but I didn't. Because I picked these up and I thought, oh, these look nice too. But if you were to do it in 2 shades of gold, you could even do that, couldn't you? 2 shades of gold or 2 shades of silver for an anniversary card, that sort of thing. So let's just pop that one into place. Did I say that already? I don't know if I did. The word, the actual sentiment word, I cut that out twice so that there's a bit more bulk. I'm not quite sure whether I said that. So if I did, I apologise for repeating myself. If I didn't, well, thank goodness I told you again. Or told you at least. So just putting some, I could use spray glue or whatever on here, but I just wanted to show you that because it is fine, but it's not crucially fine wording. We just want that to go on there. Oh, if I can get it in there, we can. And then turn that over and pop that onto the background for the birthday. I like these sentiments for a more masculine card. Obviously, this could be either. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to put some foam on there. But you can now see that we've got the happy birthday on there. So, in fact, you could almost put it down there and there, couldn't you? Oh! I don't know. Or you could do sideways. Have you got 5 minutes? Because I'm not exactly happy with that. What I need is to cut out. I've got a bit of black card. Might be going a bit random here, so bear with me. I'm going to cut out the 2 profiles in black as well. And it is as well, but bear with me. Hickey was talking about shadowing, and I feel that we need just a slight bit of that to be shadowed. I might be wrong, but let's see. To be fair, black could be too harsh. It might be that I need just a dark blue, maybe. Maybe I don't need it at all. So, whoops. Now, I'm going to do it over here because you won't see any effect if I don't do it over here. I'm going to therefore then place my turquoise and baby blue one over the top of my black one so that I can still see bits of it. Can you see what I mean? That it's shadowed. Not so it's like that and not so it's like that, but just tiny little bits just poking through. Now, do we think that that looks better? Sorry, just 1 second. I think that there is someone at our door and, oh, it's all right. Staff are going. Staff are on duty. So, that one there maybe. and this one slightly like that, like that. What do you think? Oh, you like my nails? Thank you very much. I've had them done again. Yeah. What? But we're talking about this. Excuse me. Let's just see. I think it does make it pop a bit more, doesn't it? So I'm going to go for that. I am going to take an executive decision, and I'm going to go for that, because when I've also popped a bit of tape on the back, I need to hold that up so I can see what I'm doing. I think it will look even better. So I'm just, all I've done is pulled it down slightly and then slightly to one side, so that not every part of it by any means is actually showing, because you can't do that because the whole thing is exactly the same size. So I'm just going to pop it together, then just slide it to one side so that I can see all of that on the left hand side, and then I can see just parts of the black, so because I don't want it too in your face. Okay, so then I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to grab myself another bit of foam, and I'm just going to put one piece at the back there and there, and then pop them into place. So it's a really simple card, made beautiful by this plaid background, which, as I said, could be any colour combination, could be just white, could be stuck onto a double-sided sheet with glitter popped into the middle of it. Do we go for middle? I think we do. Could be Christmas colours, could be mirror card showing behind. That would look pretty. Mirror card, all sorts of a combination for you. But I think you'll agree, quite nice for a more masculine type card or a generic type card, with the sentiment being sort of uppermost in it. And I quite like my little faux stitched. So yeah, there you go. There is, try it to the outside. Too late, I've stuck it. Try it up there. Well, I've stuck it now, June. Well, that does look quite good, actually. But the glue's stuck. I didn't notice what you said. I should have looked. I think it'll have to go there because the glue's stuck. But yes, you're quite right. It would look quite nice up there as well. So anyway, my version for it today. So I hope you've enjoyed it. They are limited because they've been on the TV today. And so the stock that I've got is fairly limited. Whether they'll have more in stock, I don't know. But there you go. There's something for a bit different. Yeah, I like the shadow. I think that makes it a bit better, doesn't it? It does show up a bit more. So yeah. So what's happening? Well, Sunday. I should be back on Sunday with, I've no idea really, because there's so many new things coming up and I like to show you new things. But sometimes I've got another one that I almost showed you today, which I rather like. So I think I might do that one for you. But then, as I said, I'm into my paper piecing. I was almost going to show you. This is for May. Is it there? Hold on a second. No, I don't think I have got it to hand. So we've got the class for the workshop, rather, I should say, which is in May, for the 13th of May. Oh, I'm trying to get back in. But that is with the lovely die set called Noel frame, which is a bit bizarre because it's Christmassy, but it isn't Christmassy. We're not doing a bit of Christmas. And there's lots of different ways that you can finish off the card. So I'm hoping that there'll be lots of different results that come up with that one. So it's very, very nice, but I can't quite see. I probably shouldn't show you anyway, but I've been busy paper piecing with my set. No, it's no good. Haven't got it to hand. Might show you on Sunday. And that is for my June class. As I said, I can't believe I'm that far ahead. It's frightening. Frightening. So I will be seeing you on Sunday at 11 o'clock if you can make it. Don't forget, all of the YouTube videos are always saved, so you can only need to go on the YouTube Maximum Crafts YouTube channel and you will find them. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time we can. Thanks very much. Take care, everyone. Bye.